Alright, so this is my infinity mirror build how-to. So first, I wanted to start off by gathering all my materials. I found this shadow box at just the Hobby Lobby. I got it half off, so it was real quick and easy to use. It was thick, good size, so I could put lights in it. Then I got my window tint. Uh, it's the reflective, so one side it reflects, and the other side you can see through it. I got this at Lowe's. It was like $10, and you've got there's enough in it you can use it 3 or 4 times. I ended up using it twice. Um, and then I ended up buying some lights online. I got them on Amazon. I ended up getting the cheapest ones I could find, and that was a mistake because I ended up having to replace some parts on it. So once I had all my parts gathered, and the shadow box, you can build your own, and it'd work probably better. I just used this because I got it on sale, and it already had the glass in the front. And then while I was at Home Depot getting my window tint, I was able to pick up a mirror that was the right size to fit in the back of the shadow box. So to start, you're going to want to pull the front glass of the shadow box out, and then lay your window tint on there. Now it took a few tries for me because I have no experience at all doing that, and it was a little bit tougher than I expected, a little more of a process, but it was pretty simple. You just follow the instructions that are on the box, and 2 or 3 tries you can get it to lay down pretty well. As long as you squeeze all the air bubbles out, it ends up looking pretty sharp. Once you do that, and you throw your glass back in the shadow box. So the lights, I used cheap lights, and the adhesive was really not good at all. I ended up using some glue to help stick it in, but in the end, I got it to work out pretty well. But I pressed it up against the glass, so I kept it in more of a straight line. And then it's all preference, but as long as it's in a straight line, it'll look the best. And when you buy your lights, make sure it's lights that you can cut to length. And these ones worked pretty good. They were a little bit cheap, but I mean, you get what you pay for, and they worked out nicely. As you can see there, I was throwing some glue on there, and you want to just leave a little tail out. And then I used duct tape to seal the back of it, just to hold everything down after you put your mirror on. And the tape, I ended up changing it, and it looks better, but this is the picture that I have for it. It helps just keep everything held down. And that little white box right there, that's where you plug your power cord into. And then there's like a little receiver on the end that you can use the remote to change colors and stuff, and it ends up looking pretty good. The power box that plugs into that little white box is what I had my trouble with, and I ended up buying a new one. I got it online. It was pretty cheap. The remote, bunch of colors. You can make it like change in patterns. But in the end, my final product came out pretty well. I was pleased with it. This picture doesn't give it full credit. It looks the best when the light's on, and I wasn't able to get a picture of that because I was still waiting on my power box. But in the end, I'm happy with my product, and if I were to do it again, I'd probably build my own box if I had time. But just buying this shadow box was a lot easier than going through all the building process of new box, which wouldn't be too bad, but just easier to do it this way. And I'd probably use a thicker, like plexiglass or something that wouldn't break so easily, because my glass ended up cracking a little bit in the corners, and it'll end up looking bad, but it works, and I'm happy with it. My biggest advice for when you're going to make your own is when you're sticking down your window tint, just be ready to probably end up throwing away the first one if you've never laid your window tint down before, because it's a little tricky, and once you get it figured out, it's simple, but the first time's a little rough, and uh, it just takes a little bit to figure out. But otherwise, I feel like if I took my time on this, it would have been a lot better, but it's still really good, and I'm still proud of it.